Hey YouTube, coming at you with the last team for Great League Remix, and it is submitted by Tinker Far Away, and very short and sweet, said, I won some of these games in spite of my terrible play, so it seems like a strong team. Driplim, Whimsicott, Machamp. So Machamp obviously is one of the top fighters in this meta. Not a lot of people have access to Pangoro because you need it below 1500. So Machamp is a good one. They have Rock Slide because they said they don't have an elite TM for Stone Edge. Drifloon I've already talked about being super strong. I don't know if I like Mystical Fire over Icy Wind. I think Icy Wind gives you a lot of coverage, and Fire generally it doesn't have a ton of amazing matchups, but we'll see it in action here. And the Whimsicott is, Fairy's kind of got a little bit of a buff in this meta with like Clodsire and a few things banned. So people are kind of looking for a grass option anyways in the Great League. So let's take a look at, this is a remix, but still. Let's take a look. Okay, so it is a, okay. Already we're stopping. You're double weak to ice. And you have a Machamp in the back, which is, we only take neutral to that, and you do neutral to them. So right off the bat, you are double weak to ice. I didn't even notice that starting, but now I do because you faced an ice on your first matchup. So I was like, why aren't you switching? And then I was like, oh, you can't switch realistically. So I think if you're in this sort of situation, if you build a team flaw, like if you build like ABA weak to ice like this, you just kind of have to eat it here. So I think staying in is actually the right play. You have to shield. Powder Snow is a 2-turn move and Astonish is a 3, so do 1 and then Mystical Fire. No, then you're just going to, unless you're trying to CMP there. And the Mystical Fire lands. Their attack does fall, but at this point you just kind of let it go and come in Machamp and just counter down or Karate Chop down. You can throw a move on CMP. Yeah, throw it on 5 just so you take it out so you don't have to take any extra chip here. Oh, it's a Shadow Machamp. Oops, my bad. I will put that Shadow in. Driplim coming in next. Now, you have Rock Slide, and Rock Slide is super effective. Now, it's probably only going to do like 70%. They end up shielding it and going straight Whimsicott. Most run Icy Wind, yeah, so this would lower your attack and be super effective. Get to the Moonblast. This won't take out. Just trying to get to the Seed Bomb, and they make a catch on a Scrafty, which is, interesting because it's not like you need to worry about this too much. Thunder Punch, Foul Play, everything's resisted here. Power Punch, going to bank that move, which I think is smart. Get the move off. Now you have to throw to take this out. You don't want to take any more damage. And now can you out Fairy Wind? Oh, they're gonna lower your, now you're done. You have no shields. Yeah, it was kind of a tough lead. It's right off the flaw, right off the bat there. But again, how many do you see? Now this would have been much better having Icy Wind here. It's also just like a quicker move. Sand Tomb. Okay, Sand Tomb going for the Shadow Ball. They're likely to shield. Okay, or just going to sacrifice and go into the next matchup. Marowak, so this is a good lead for you. Going just Mystical Fire because they're likely to shield because they've already lost a lot of damage here and already lost a Pokemon. Lost a lot of health and already lost a Pokemon. And you're kind of recognizing like if they're coming Marowak, you're probably in a good matchup here. At this point, you let go. I know you have 2 bad matchups in the back, Whimsicott and Machamp, but at this point, you can just come Machamp. Yeah, and just Shadow Machamp doesn't care about your typing sort of thing. Primarina, a Waterfall Primarina at that, so Whimsicott has a little more play as a Waterfall. Rock Slide will grab a shield, and another Rock Slide. This will put, I don't know, in a Great League, 60-70% maybe? Yeah, well, maybe more than that. Takes it down to the red. Primarina is just too glassy. Don't get cute. Just comes with Whimsicott. They threw it blindly. Hydro Cannon is resisted. Disarming Voice isn't going to do enough. Waterfall's resisted here. I don't know if that was like a transfer damage or a trying to catch, or but either way, take it on the Whimsicott and you have a move to one shot. I mean, Seed Bomb is obviously super effective. They're in the red, it does not matter, but Seed Bomb, quicker energy, and super effective would be the way to go. Altaria. So again, kind of a neutral lead, and they get out into Frostlass. So they're you shield this, you go one more Astonish for fast move optimization, and then you throw the Mystical Fire. Or full farm down. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that Astonish has... I was going to grab a shield, but then you may have had to burn a third shield, or the second shield, and take it in the 2 versus 1. Just full farm down. Nice. Get a move off. Not going to allow them to farm you down. I am surprised you're giving up Switch here, because you could Astonish them down, leave them with one Pokemon, and then have your Whimsicott as a fairy against their Altaria. So I'm really surprised you gave up Switch here when you have such a dominating matchup in this. I would have just stayed in with Drifblim, Astonish a couple, take it out, or force them out, and then you would have had an easy alignment here. You're going to win anyways because you did end up getting this in the ending, but I mean, Skytack will be close. It does take out, right? So now you put yourself in a weird situation. You'll get to the Shadow Ball. Maybe this is one of the bad plays you were talking about, because there's no reason to not keep that alignment. And now we're just going to come Shadow Machamp your way through this. So Cross Chop will take out from this range. And then how much do they have left on the Jellicent? Not much, and they top left. But yeah, you made that way closer than it needed to be. Okay, this probably has Brutal Swing. And it is buffed, and going to shield this up because I don't know how much it does. I'm guessing like 80-90%. It is a non-stab from a coughing or wheezing, so probably wouldn't do as much. But you do get that and lower their attack. I mean, you gotta hope they don't have overheat. Most are not running overheat, but going to shield and it's Jesus Christ. Okay, shield and it is overheat. My only thing is, if you thought it had overheat, why get into the matchup just to shield anyways? Because now you put yourself in a weird situation where you had to like come in and shield and they lose Switch. So this is why I don't like that. Let me just stop this for a second to explain this, why I do not like what just happened here. We know they have Brutal Swing, and Brutal Swing probably does like 80% on Drifblim normally. You did lower their attack, so there's a chance that you may be able to live that next move. You came in with Whimsicott. Now, you've already lowered their attack on the front end. You just gave up Switch into Whimsicott, and then you had to play do they have the overheat game. So if you're coming into Whimsicott, you need to make that decision that they do not have overheat, because there's no point of giving up Switch, coming in with a Pokemon, shielding up that Pokemon anyways, and then having a Pokemon on the back end that could potentially beat you, because then you go down shields in the mid game, so you have no shields, and they get the Switch on you how they want to. So you just put yourself in like a really weird situation, like not a good situation, honestly. So you do get that off. I was going to say should be able to Astonish down, but we tried to snipe and it did not work. They get the Icy Wind off. Getting to the Mystical Fire. I think you maybe could have gone to the Shadow Ball. It would have been close. Yeah, you definitely could have gone to the Shadow Ball, and then you would have been able to take it out there. Yeah, you know, they forced them to throw blindly here because a couple Fairy Winds in a mirror match would add up. So now they're just going to go back-to-back Brutal Swing blind. Brutal Swing is resisted. So not going to do much. Can counter down or Karate Chop down. This is another Brutal Swing. That's fine. Man, this thing spams fast with these Brutal Swings, eh? Now at 35 energy. And it has a Swampert in the back. Back-to-back Cross Chops here. Is it enough to take out? Yep, it will be. So yeah, 100% just throw these back-to-back. Get this out of here. We do not want to keep this in any longer, just in case they get to a Hydro. And they have 2 very low Pokemon that you should be able to Karate Chop down, and you do. Yeah, again, I still don't like how the mid-game was played there, but okay. You're honestly like praying for Charm. And it is a Charm user, so that is not super effective. And you have a super effective Mystical Fire. And if they know counts, they may not know that this is coming. Yeah. Because that would have been normally an Icy Wind, and you didn't get to the Shadow Ball, so if you can catch people off guard like that, it's actually a good scenario. I can't believe Mystical Fire did not take out. Yeah, 100% gets a Shadow Ball. It'd be a... No, there's no way they can farm down. Oh, wow. I'm surprised they let that go. They get to a Hydro. Fine, you just let that go. They're really going to have to rely on what's in the back here. And it is a Venusaur. I would honestly just cross chop. Try to like put some pressure on this. You either try and catch the Frenzy or just, yeah, honestly put this pressure on. I like this. Fairy Wind, Seed Bomb, Moonblast is resisted. You honestly need this chip. I think they can get to 2 Frenzies to take you out, which is why I would let it go. It's still in a very tricky situation here though, because all the moves are resisted. And a Sludge Bomb would be double super effective at that because you are Grass and Fairy. Oh, and they bait. Oh my goodness. Maybe they don't have, still, those Frenzies add, holy crap, those Frenzies add up. So get to another one. You probably need 2 moves. You got to farm down, and you can probably get to 2 moves here. Yeah, I guess Seed Bomb would be double resisted on the Poison and Grass, so Moonblast is just single resisted. Does not quite take them out, but you get to the move anyways. They had you if they just went Sludge Bomb. I don't know why they didn't go Sludge Bomb. Yeah, in that situation, I don't know about baiting. Okay, Dragapult, doing a ton of damage. Throwing the Mystical Fire to lower its attack, and then you should be going into Machamp immediately here because Rollout is resisted and you just lowered its attack. You're throwing right away. I don't think you need to throw right away. I think you should honestly consider building up. Well, you did take it out and you don't have to take a move. Okay. You know, there was the option that you can like kind of build up energy there, knowing that you lowered their attack. Holy crap, this thing hits hard. And then like live and then come out, take it out and come out with some energy too. But you demand take switch, and now you have a fire, but it is just a fire. Although, wait, fire resists fairy, so this is resisted. But you grab a shield anyways. Can you get to the move here? You can. You throw the resisted move anyways. What is happening? Did you just throw this matchup real freaking hard? Okay, shield this. You can do one Fairy Wind and throw if they incinerate here, and they snipe you. What a disaster of a loss that was. Okay, you took a win and turned it into a loss by throwing the Mystical Fire into a fire Pokemon instead of the instead of a very hard hitting neutral Shadow Ball. Okay. Going straight. So, what are the stats on this thing? Let me actually just check what the stats on Mystical Fire are, because if they both lower, Icy Wind and Mystical Fire both lower your opponent's attack, what's the difference? They both have 100% a chance of lowering your attack. Mystical Fire is quicker. Nope. They're clones. They're clones. They're both 45 for 60 and 100% chance of lowering the attack. Icy Wind, Mystical Fire are clones. So why run Mystical Fire over Icy Wind? I have to imagine Icy Wind has more play generally in a ground-dominated meta. Or a water-dominated meta too. Well, water does make sense because water would be resisted. But so would Mystical Fire. Anyways, sorry. Get to the Moonblast. I'm just so confused. Lands. sacrificing the Drifblim to come and just try and karate chop Machamp down. Spirit Shackle, one shot. You don't need that. What are you throwing the rock slide? You don't need that. This is not the first time I've seen this in what are generally lower rating ranges. You have situational awareness here of your Pokemon, who you're against, their how much your fast moves are doing to this Pokemon, stuff like that. So you have your Shadow Machamp, which is 136 attack plus 20% bonus on top of that for Shadow bonus. You're against a Primarina, which is generally a very glassy Pokemon in the Great League. 131 attack, 116 defense, 110. So the Karate Chops, as you're seeing, were adding up. They're doing 4 damage and 3.6 per. A Cross Chop does 38 damage for 34.5%. So basically, if this thing is in the yellow, halfway in between the green and the red, you should be throwing Cross Chop to take this out. And this thing, last time I checked, was like super red already, which means that it's like what, less than like 20%. So it's a Cross Chop from this range. And I know you're like, oh, I gotta get to the neutral move. This is a fairy. Shadow Machamp doesn't care about typings. Primarina is glassy. And you can just see your fast move damage, how much it's doing, right? You just did like 3 fast moves to take this down from the yellow to red. Like these, if the fast moves are adding up on a fairy Pokemon, the Cross Chop is more than sufficient to take this out. So just like situational awareness, you don't need to go up to that to the Rock Slide and waste some extra energy here. So do take it out and can counter and Karate Chop down anyways. But yeah. And again, we have this matchup. They are not throwing right away. Maybe trying to like surprise you with the Brutal Swing, but we are aware they have Brutal Swing. Mystical Fire, we know is not a great move, but it does lower the attack. Does not take out. You have to let this go. You can't really double shield a lead. So can you farm down with Astonish? Man, this thing is friggin' spammy. Oh, you're putting yourself in such a bad situation here. And you've already shown Mystical Fire. I mean, it's a Dragonite, so it's going to shield anything. This is one where you probably could bait. Again, situational awareness of what you're against and this. So when I say, I mentioned situational awareness a couple times now. So situational awareness is obviously like understanding your current scenario in the matchup, and sort of like what is the most likely outcome here. So for them, you have burned 2 shields. They have burned 0. They have lost a Pokemon, and they are coming into what is a loaded Drifblim. You've shown Mystical Fire. That doesn't bother me any. You got to move. So yes, it may be Mystical Fire was resisted, but realistically, we know you are loaded with energy, and I'm a Dragonite. So it would be pretty stupid, honestly, on anybody's part to let their Dragonite, which is an extremely glassy Pokemon, to just bring it in and sacrifice it and then just try and go 2 shield 1 Pokemon against 3. That's not a good scenario to put yourself in. So you got to be aware of that they are almost 100% going to shield. And then just throw the Mystical Fire to lower their attack, because then if you lower the attack, you have a good matchup. That being said, I understand you have a Whimsicott, which is a fairy, so it's not like they're going to do anything anyways. They're probably going to get out. But for me, that bait there just seems obvious. And they're staying in, so they actually may throw a superpower. So that Mystical Fire lowering their superpower would help a little bit here. No, you can't throw Dragon Claw. If you're going to stay in that long, you throw a superpower and bail. Now they're letting it go just to come in with another fighter. Or not another fighter, but something weak to fairy. So we're going to have to shield this. I like this. basically getting out, forcing them to dump their energy on the Machamp so you can get to the Whimsicott to the Seed Bomb after. They Power Punch. I guess they're going to try and get to like 2 Icy Winds here. But these Karate Chops and Cross Chops are going to come real fast and they just get taken out there. Yeah. Obstagoon. Okay. Not a good lead. Going straight Whimsicott, which is I wouldn't recommend. Oh my god. What the hell did they do? What is this team? Why? Oh my god. Okay. So for those of you who are just listening to the sound of my voice, now clicking back on the video wondering what is happening, we had an Obstagoon lead. On our end, we did exactly what I told you to never do and come in with your hardest answer. Only for them to switch from one dark into a second dark. And the third Pokemon is a Jellicent, which is a water Pokemon. It's going to have a bad matchup anyway. So clearly they're just like triple weak to Whimsicott. But if you're triple weak to Whimsicott, you're coming in with Jellicent here. You're not coming in with your other dark Pokemon. Either way, it just looks like we're going to steamroll your opponent. Sacrificing the Machamp is fine. Like Whimsicott can take this entire team out. So getting to the move, got a shield, even if it is just a surf bait here. Oh, it's an Ice Beam. Okay. And they try to come back in with Obstagoon to catch the Seed Bomb, but gonna catch a Moonblast. Enough to take out. See if we can get to a move here. We can. This will take, I was gonna say take out. They're pretty low. Yeah, I was about to say, but they're, yeah, okay. Do take out for the win. Okay, last matchup, real quick. Mirror match here. You're both just going to out. You got to throw the Mystical Fire right away just to see a win CMP. Or you can just over shield and take this out. Yeah. There's only 2 ways to play this out. With the 0 attack, actually, that's probably a smarter way to play this out. Quite honestly. And I would bank this move and come straight Machamp here. But basically, if you're in the mirror match, you do 2 things. You throw right on CMP, right when you get to the move, and hope you win CMP and they burn a shield. Or you just get that extra Astonish through, and then you will easily take Switch because you'll take them out before they take you out, but you'll be down a shield. You're loaded with energy and a Bastiodon comes in. If you do not instant swap Machamp and save this energy, I'm going to be real mad at you. Oh my goodness. No. This is neutral at best. And you have a Machamp which is doing double super effective Karate Chops and a double super effective Cross Chop while taking resisted moves. You bank all that energy. Save that on the Drifblim for later. You should honestly be farming up more on that. They come in Dragonair. They're going to shield this because they have to. Again, situational awareness. They just lost their Bastiodon. Their Drifblim has like 1 HP left, and they got a Shadow Dragonair or 2 shield. They're going to shield. Just throw the Cross Chop. They have absolutely no play against you. So throwing that, and they let it go because they're just tired of this game. I don't know what's happening. We tried to do a weird ass catch. Okay. I'm done with this match. Okay, we're done. Thanks for the submission. Oh boy. Okay. So team flaws. Yeah, this team, yes, you may have done well with this. It does have some flaws. Yeah, situational awareness is the lesson of this video. Situational awareness can kind of be, it's not the exact same as win con, like understand your win con. There's some overlap, right? Situational awareness, you need to be aware of like, oh, I only have, like they have a fire Pokemon. I should not, well, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. Like finding your win con, situational awareness are similar, but when I say situational awareness, I mean like, what is the status of their Pokemon? What is the status of their shields? And what is the likely outcome if I throw either move? Sort of thing. Like that's a situational awareness that I'm talking about. That is it. So that is this Great League Remix and Halloween Cup. A lot of people not as interested as I thought it would be. It is end of October, which is normally when we get a lull in GBL anyways. Again, GBL always starts off super excited in September. Everyone's looking for new teams and new Pokemon and looking at everything. And then we have, it's a 3-month season. During the middle in October, or like the second month, everyone gets bored and I'm not playing. And then the third month, everyone's like, oh, I got to hit Legend. Let me find some Legend teams. So we'll see a kickback in the next few weeks here. But yeah, that is it. So thanks for the submission. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.